Everyone, and welcome to Van Cortlandt Park. I hope everybody's doing well, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Today we're going to be visiting the Van Cortlandt House Museum. Let's take a look at the outside right quick. Now, the Van Cortlandt House was built in 1748, Georgian style, by Frederick Van Cortlandt, who enslaved Africans to build it. Unfortunately for his demise, he was unable to see its completion, and the house was inherited by his son, James Van Cortlandt. Now, this house it's the centerpiece of a 1,000-acre urban park here in the Bronx. This house is located in the northwest section of the Bronx, and in Van Cortlandt Park, the southwest portion of the park. Take a look at this. You know, interestingly, this park was once inhabited, when it was a forest, by the I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it correctly, the Waukesha and Wappinger people during the 14th and 15th century. So imagine this is being overrun by Indians. Take a look at this. It's so peaceful here. It really is. Very quiet, extremely quiet. You know, a fun fact here, that this house was once used on more than one occasion as temporary headquarters during the Revolutionary War by a couple of individuals. One, Marquis de Lafayette. What he did, he was a French military officer who fought in the American Revolutionary War, commanding American troops and helping defeat the British, and including capturing the town of Yorktown. Then another individual by the name of Comte de Rochambeau. And what he did, he was a general who played a critical role in helping the United States defeat the British Army at Yorktown, 1781, during the American Revolutionary War. And of course, one of our founding fathers, General George Washington, who was also housed here on more than one occasion, and slept here, surprisingly. I've been in this house once, and you can see a pair of shoes that supposedly belonged to him, and they sit in the same spot that he left them at. My next visit, I'm going to go into the house, but for now, I just wanted to give you an exterior tour of it. Now, General George Washington is one of the founding fathers of the United States, alongside John Adams, James Madison, and Thomas Jefferson. And for those of you who've never been to South Dakota, in South Dakota there is a monument, huge monument. And it is one that you definitely should visit. It is at Mount Rushmore. I personally never been there, but I do plan on going there one day. Now, like that little car, I don't know what the hell that's doing here, but anyway, let's take a walk around here. Let's take a look here. I don't know if you guys heard before, there was some guy with a big mouth over there. You know, I could hear him. He probably louder than me when I'm doing my video. Anyway, I figured I'd come around this early in the day because there's less people, and I could give a more thorough tour. But it's a little bit more people than expected. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Van Cortlandt Park. Van Cortlandt Park has one of the largest freshwater parks in the Bronx. Also, nearby is the Van Cortlandt Golf Course. The Van Cortlandt Golf Course is the oldest in the country. Again, the oldest in the entire country. That says a lot. And by the way, this house was built Georgian style. They did have makeshift tents over there, Indian tents, but they took them down. Or actually, yeah, I don't see them. But they had like 2 makeshift tents, which is pretty cool. So here, let's take a walk here. Occasionally, depending on the time that you come to this park, you'll definitely see horseback riders. Or you'll see park rangers on horses, and they patrol the park, but you don't see them during the evening. You just see them most of the time during the daytime. You know, and you gotta come here. I mean, there's so many things to do here. Besides, you have this tremendous field in front of you. They play all types of sports. Football, baseball, soccer, and so on. Weekends, it's like overpopulated. Weekdays in the morning, it's just like it is now. Quiet. It's a very peaceful park, and I really enjoy it here. Anyway, take a look at this house. It's absolutely gorgeous. Here, let me show you this. This here was once used by the British to imprison American soldiers, believe it or not. You see it here. You hard to tell. But it says it was used by the British as a prison for American soldiers between 1776 and 1783. Obviously, this was imported. This wasn't here. This was imported from some other place. And it was just left here as part of the house to commemorate the time during the Revolutionary War. I know, that's what you're waiting for. Alright, so let's take a walk here. Let's take a look at this tree right here. Alright, so let me just back up. You can see the size of this tree, and there's something special about this tree. Now, the Constitution of the United States was written in 1776. This tree was planted to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the Constitution of the United States. So in 1937, this was planted. You see how big it is. Interesting enough, huh? I always wonder if this place was, I'm pretty sure, but spirits or something. It's got to be. Because sometimes when I take a walk in this park, I always get that eerie feeling. Anyway. Okay. Also, in regards to the people that built this house, which was, I said, the African that were enslaved by Frederick Van Cortlandt, who was the owner of this house. Those African that were enslaved, there is a burial site nearby the house, probably maybe about a minute or so from this house, and it's enclosed in a fence. And some time ago, a long time ago as a matter of fact, they had found remains of those unfortunate people, and they decided that they wanted to, leave the remains there respectfully, and they enclosed it, and now it's a burial site, and that's also nearby. Like I said, here you can see the park is patrolled by park rangers, and nearby you have the New York City Police Department, the 50th Precinct, and they also occasionally patrol the park. just to let you know as well that I forgot what month, but it's done more than once, and they do reenactments here, and they have people dressed up as British soldiers and Revolutionary soldiers, and they just walk around and they have tents. I haven't seen it in a while, but they do have it, and they've done it here. So you could also call the museum, and you could inquire about that if you like. But check this out. I wonder how many spirits are attached to this thing. Very interesting. Look at this thing. See? Alright. This car kind of ruins it when that thing is doing there. You know, I bet you I could pick that car up. Like, seriously. Alright. These iron fence, I don't know when this was. Obviously, this is definitely way over 100 years old. But, and there's also a statue here. Let's see what it says. He labored to increase the efficiency, perfect the discipline, and elevate the standard of the National Guard. And Major General Porter. So, let me step back away from the house so that we could get a better view, more like a panoramic view of the entire house. All right. They said they had a couple of Indian tents here, which is so cool. And I don't know why they took them down, but they're not down. But the way you see the grounds are, the grass is cut. It's always like this year round. I mean, they really take good care of this landmark, which is designated a landmark, by the way. And also, the Van Cortlandt House is the oldest house in the entire borough of the Bronx. Not in the city of New York, but the borough of the Bronx. Yeah. So there's some fun facts there. I hope I pronounce those Indian tribes correctly. Here's another tree. The size of this tree. Memory of Otis Swift, 1871 and 1948. Founder and leader of the Yosean Brotherhood. I don't know what that is, but you know. At least not the. Alright, so here we go. There it is. Let's take a walk around the house. Give one quick look. And then we will be on our way. I want to thank you for joining me on this tour. Hopefully you could hear me clear. The wind has picked up and then slowed down and picked up again, and hope it didn't interfere with the speaker. Anyway, look at that. Here in front of the shrubs. There it is. So, if you're interested in visiting this house, I suggest you do it. Come early in the morning. Like I said, it's quiet. You'll have a great time. It's like going back in time when you walk in there. And it's going to take you some time. It's pretty big. And it's definitely worth a visit. So, you know, I recommend visiting here. And there it is. A couple of benches. This place is amazing when it snows, and we haven't seen snow in a while, but this place is something else. Like, really. There it is. So, thank you for joining me on this tour, and until next time, take care and brush your hair. Alright, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you soon. Next time I'll be inside. Alright, again, thank you for joining me. Bye. Ciao. Adios. Arrivederci. See you later. Hasta luego. Take care, brush your hair, and whatever else. All right, I'm out. Peace.